You're watching Capital One Bowl Mania.
We are at Ford Field in Detroit for the 7th annual Quick Lane Bowl as Western Michigan takes on Nevada. And a good Monday morning to you, along with Dustin Fox. I'm Bill Roth, welcoming you to Ford Field. Taylor McGregor is the third member of our crew who'll be joining us today for what should be a good ball game here from Detroit. And let's start with Nevada. They finished 8-4, Dustin, but a much different looking Wolfpack on the field here today.
It's been a tough couple weeks for the Nevada football team, Bill. They lost their head coach. Nearly a dozen players will not play in this game. But today is a new day, and the players that are here are excited and motivated. There you see some of the guys that are not going to play, including Carson Strong, the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year.
One guy who is here is Toa Tawa, one of the premier running backs from the Mountain West.
And Bill, I think in this game, because this is an air raid offense with a new quarterback in Nate Cox, I would rely heavily on the rushing attack. And Toa Tawa, with big brother Vi as head coach of this game, I'd imagine he gets a lot more carries in this football game.
They're going up against the Western Michigan team that had a really nice season. It won on the road at Pitt, the ACC champ. They beat MAC champ NIU, and they hang their hat on their defense. They're ranked among the top defensive categories throughout the country here.
Well, and Bill, when you talk about this Western Michigan defense, you have to talk about Ali Fayyad. This guy is unbelievable. MAC Defensive Player of the Year. They create havoc in the backfield for quarterbacks, and I expect him to have a monster game.
Western Michigan and Nevada here today. Vi Tawa makes his head coaching debut for the Wolfpack today in the Motor City at the 7th annual Quick Lane Bowl. Welcome to the Quick Lane Bowl here in Detroit, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. It's a home game for a lot of the kids from Western Michigan. For more on Ali Fayyad, let's go down to the field. Here's Taylor.
For Ali Fayyad, because coming into the beginning of the year, he had two things he wanted to achieve. Firstly, he wanted to be the MAC Defensive Player of the Year, and he wanted to be a double-digit sacker, and he's achieved both of those things. And now he's in his hometown of Detroit, Michigan, as a captain of this Western Michigan football team in his final collegiate game. He said this is a feeling that is indescribable. It's something he will remember for the rest of his life, but today he wants to write that final chapter in his book by getting a win over Nevada and really dialing up the pressure on the quarterback as they've done all season long, guys.
Western Michigan won the toss, deferred. Nevada, officially the home team today, will receive to start the ball game. We're just so delighted to be playing here today. I know a lot of college football fans are saying, hey, you're playing. That in itself is a win.
My goodness, so many teams have lost out on maybe their last game ever as a senior. So for these players to be here, it's special. Obviously, it's not the semifinal, but playing in a bowl game is a big deal. I was lucky, Bill, at Ohio State to play in 4 bowl games. Obviously, one of them was a national championship game, but the other ones, they still matter to me, and I remember those moments very fondly.
Monday morning football is underway. Jamal Bell gets us going from the goal line for the Wolfpack. And Bell is brought down near the 18-yard line. And that is where Nevada will go to work with quarterback Nate Cox. Now, officially, he is the tallest quarterback ever to play college football at 6'9". He's from Louisiana. He started at Louisiana Tech. Yeah. Now he's with Nevada.
And Billy, everybody that talks about Nate Cox, they say he's nearly 7 feet tall, basically. I mean, he's literally the tallest player, as you mentioned, to ever play college football. So excited to see what he brings to the table. Big shoes to fill with Carson Strong not playing in this game, but they do say that Cox has a big arm, and he can also run a little bit.
Well, let's see how he does in his first collegiate start. They keep it on the ground. A Tawa who gets knocked down behind the line of scrimmage on the very first play by Seelig, who shot through there and made the play. Ryan Seelig from Lake Villa, Illinois. Nice job.
Yeah, Seelig does a great job. Comes off the edge. See 27 burst right into that gap. When you see it, you shoot the gap, you make a play.
Now, we had no idea, and neither did the Broncos coaches, of what the offense would look like today. Cox's first throw is complete to the right side out to the 20-yard line. Tawa makes the reception. Seelig again made the play. They've run out of the pistol the first couple of plays. It kind of reminds Nevada fans, I'm guessing, of the Kaepernick era, right?
No doubt.
When Coach Tawa, now the head coach,
was
but the running back was behind Kaepernick. A big, tall quarterback and the running back behind him in the pistol. Devontae Lee in the ball game now for the first time. This is a big third down. It's third down and about 8 for Nevada. They come to get him. They flip it to the left side. And this is Lee. And he gets to about the 28-yard line.
And Jamal Bell is really going to probably have to have a big game here, Bill. They're without 5, maybe 6 wide receivers. Some have transferred, some have opted out. And Bell, who's played a lot this year, is really their most experienced player at the wide receiver position today.
A timeout on the field here in the opening couple minutes of play. For the injured player, that is Ware. This was a really good season for Western Michigan. You know, they won at Pittsburgh. That's still one of the most impressive victories of the year for the Mid-American Conference, particularly the way Pitt ended its season.
Yeah, just kind of an up and down year as Ware is the injured player there for Western Michigan. Bill, they were just kind of inconsistent. We talked with Tim Lester earlier this week and had a great chat with him. Talked about some of the things that they did really well earlier in the season, and then things just kind of got away from them a little bit in a couple games. You know, the Eastern game was a tough loss, the game that they probably should have won. It had Ellaby not fumbled late in that ball game, but it's still a good football team from the Mid-American Conference.
Ware shaken up. Boy, they can't avoid a whole lot of injuries at safety. They're ready without A.J. Thomas. They're without Myrtle in that defensive backfield. And now
Kilberg's going to have to step in here big time, the young freshman out of Park Ridge, Illinois.
First down from the 28-yard line. Lee remains in the game behind 6'9" quarterback Nate Cox. First possession of the game on this Monday morning from Detroit. Lee pops it outside. Nice move. He has the first down. Still going to midfield. Lee stays on his feet, and he's finally shoved out of bounds along the left sideline by Coleman.
Now, this is just a great run by Devontae Lee, who just refuses to go down, Bill, as he, it's just an easy inside zone run play, and he bounces outside and then breaks how many? 1, 2, 3, 4? Takes 4 guys to get him on the ground. Now Toa Tawa is going to come back in the ball game here for Nevada. But that's a great start with an explosive chunk play for the Wolfpack.
Missing so many of their offensive players, a good start, and Tawa powels his way to about the 34-yard line. Marshawn Nealon made the tackle. We talked so much this week prepping for this game with the players, the want to for Nevada, for the guys who are here, particularly on offense.
Well, and I asked Vi Tawa, their interim head coach, I said, how these games go. Sometimes the players, they want to be there. Sometimes they don't. They've checked out of the season. They lost their head coach 2 weeks ago to Colorado State, and you wonder what the motivation is for this game. But he said that these players are locked in, and they've had 2 really great weeks of practice.
From the 34, they come with the blitz. Cox gets it away to the end zone, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Mack, right side of the end zone, and there's a flag on the play as Coleman may have hit him early.
Yeah, I think Coleman was beat, and then at the last moment doesn't get himself in position.
Number 7, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Take a look. He's in a defeated position, comes in there. He tries to guess early when the football is going to come in. See, right, he's going to chop, and that's the chop down right there, the earliness of that is going to get the penalty.
Moves the ball to the 19-yard line. You heard from the referee, Edwin Lee. It is a officiating crew from the American Athletic Conference here today on the field and in the replay booth. Cox and Nevada from the 19. Here is Devontae Lee again, the young man from Oklahoma City. Gets his way ahead to the 17-yard line. Kilberg brings him down there. So we are getting a sense of what Nevada is going to do today, and that is the ground and pound, it appears, at least early against Western Michigan.
Yeah, and Bill, this is, as I mentioned kind of in the open there, this is a team that only averages 73 yards per game on the ground. They are a run or a pass-first offense, but because of the new quarterback today, I think you go to the ground game a lot more.
Keep it on the ground again, inside the 15-yard line. Tawa brought down by Fisk, but the Western Michigan coaches had no idea what to expect, so there will be some in-game adjustments going on right now for Coach Lou Esposito and that group, because they didn't know what to expect today.
Heck, they probably went back and watched Nate Cox's high school film, you know, because you never know what the offense is going to look like in a situation like this. In fact, we may see some Toa Taua at Wildcat today, especially in the red zone.
So far, it looks like the Chris Alt pistol attack from the great Nevada days of Coach Alt. Back to the pistol. This is a big third down play. They blitzed the last time. They stay in zone this time. Cox stretches to the 15-yard line, and he's finally brought down again by Nealand once again. That's the Western Michigan defense that Bronco fans have grown accustomed to this year.
Yeah, good play on the inside. Ralph Holly and Braden Fisk, those guys are really the kind of the heart and soul of this defense. Is another Bronco down early in the ball game.
And that is Nealand, who's been
one of
the key guy here.
One of the better pass rushers, no doubt.
Freshman from just up the road in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And that's the last thing Coach Lester needs, is losing another player on defense. I guess that's something that every coach in America is going through right now, and fan bases as well. You don't know who's going to be on your team between COVID, between opt-outs and whatnot. You can't get guys hurt as well.
Well, it's interesting time for college football. There's no doubt, Bill. I mean, because of the early signing day, which kind of throws a wrench in things with coaches leaving early to go to other schools. You've got players that want to transfer with that coach. You've got guys that want to opt out. It's an interesting time, no doubt, for college football.
Coach Lester's going to come out and look at his young defensive end. We'll step aside. No score. Hurley in the first. No score here in Detroit. Brandon Talton, however, the kicker for Nevada, in to attempt a 32-yard field goal. He's been very solid, 8 of 10 from this distance so far this season. Try to give some points to the Pack on their opening drive of the game. And he's got it. So an impressive drive with a new quarterback, a bunch of new offensive players, and Nevada takes a 3-0 lead here in the first quarter. That's a pretty good start, coming all the way from the West Coast to play an early morning, and I mean an early morning football game. Speaking of bowl games, it is the season for bowl games. We've got 4 more for you tomorrow on ESPN and the app. Starting at noon Eastern, we'll have the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl between number 20 Houston and Auburn. Then Air Force takes on Louisville in the ServPro First Responder Bowl, followed by Mississippi State and Texas Tech in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Then we cap it off with West Virginia and Minnesota in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. A full day of bowls on ESPN. I know what I'll be doing.
Let's pray we have them.
On the app.
I will, yeah, no doubt tomorrow we'll be watching all of those games. It'll be a fun day of college football.
Julian Diaz to kick the football back to Western Michigan. And there is return man Sean Tyler to return.
You brought it up, Billy. I mean, 8 o'clock kickoff time for Nevada. I mean, that is extremely early. Earliest I ever played was the Outback Bowl, which was an 11 a.m. kick. And that seemed like it was early.
Tyler about a yard deep, going to run it out for the Broncos. Tyler has room.
He might go.
Here's Tyler down the sideline. Sean Tyler going to take it back 100 yards.
Well, when we chatted with Tim Lester earlier this week, head coach of Western Michigan, he was raving about the speed of Sean Tyler, a former state champion in the state of Illinois in track, 4x1, 4x2, was third in the 100 meters. He shows off that speed there, nearly untouched. Great job by the return team, and what a response by Western Michigan after a pretty good opening drive by Nevada.
Parker Sampson in for the extra point, and it's 7-3 Western Michigan. The second kickoff return for a touchdown this year for Sean Tyler out of Richland Park, Illinois. From a yard deep in the end zone, down the sideline to the house.
The Quick Lane Bowl is brought to you by Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center, your go-to for oil changes, tires, brakes, the whole 9 yards. And the Book of Boba Fett, streaming Wednesday only on Disney+.
Oh, we've had some Monday morning excitement already, haven't we? Sean Tyler, who had a 96-yard kickoff return against Akron for a score, runs that one back from 100 yards out. The Broncos have the lead. And now it's Jamal Bell's turn to return a kickoff. He's got some wheels too. And Bell gets knocked down near the 34-yard line. That was Cannon that made the play.
The one thing that you maybe don't think about or factor in when it comes to these bowl games and some of these opt-outs, and obviously some players not playing with COVID protocols, the depth, right? And you talk about special teams, especially for Nevada. We look at their kickoff team. How many of those guys were on the kickoff team the last game of the year? Probably not many of them. With all the the wide receivers that are not playing in this game, and some of the DBs that are out. I mean, it's you're seeing some new faces on special teams, and maybe that. I'm not saying Tyler can't return that for a touchdown because he's got that speed, but depth, big concern.
Nevada's missing its head coach, both coordinators, and 12 key players who either transferred or opted out. But Tawa, the tremendous tailback, runs ahead for 9 yards before Parker brings him down defensively. Tawa, no way he's going to miss this game, and no way he's going to give up on his Nevada roots, with his brother serving as head coach.
Loved our chat with both of them this week, and having them both on the same call was pretty fun. And
that's ruled an incomplete pass. Intended over here for Bell.
I said to Vi, I said, how much older are you than Toa? He's like, well, let me think about that for a minute. He's 11 years older, and one of the great running backs in Nevada history. And I'll tell you what, Vi said about Toa was that he thinks his younger brother's better than him. Got more speed, maybe a little bit more elusive, runs the Wildcat and all that good stuff. So kind of a cool story with them getting to finish up this bowl game.
3rd and short, and they run it, and it's thrown incomplete. It was behind Jamal Bell, who was open on the play, and for Nate Cox, he'd like to have that one back.
Yes, he was. Bell was open for a moment, and that's what you wonder, because Bell's stepping in here for Romeo Dubs, who's not playing. Elijah Cooks is out. You've got Horton's out. Ballard's not playing. I mean, there's so many guys go down the list that are not playing in this game. And Dubs is the headliner, of course, but they're going to need Bell to step up big time, and just a miss right there by Nate Cox.
Bryce Dunley. Deep return, the punt from Nevada's Julian Diaz. And with the left foot, a beautiful punt. And
is that Tiger Woods?
Lay up beautifully near the 5-yard line. Cannot do it much better than that. Now let's take a look at today's Player Spotlight, brought to you by Easy Post. And it's Sky Moore who will make his first appearance on the field today for the offense. A tremendous first-team All-Mid-American Conference receiver.
He is just really good against press coverage, Bill, and has great chemistry with Caleb Ellaby. He talked with Lester, Coach Lester. He did say this about Moore, which I thought was impressive. He said, might be the hardest worker on the entire squad. So he comes to work every day, does a great job. at the top of his routes, and Ellaby is a pretty good quarterback here, especially from the Mid-American Conference.
From the 5-yard line, that is Kincaid, a former Nevada player, now playing for Western Michigan on the carry. Let's go down to the field to Taylor.
Add about Sky Moore's work ethic this week. Caleb Ellaby told me that during the summer, him and Moore made a commitment to themselves that they were both going to stay in Kalamazoo and work out together. So every single day they took reps, day in and day out. They feel like they're reaping the rewards of that right now.
There's no doubt. That chemistry, you can see it, you can feel it. These two players are really special and have been the last several seasons for the Broncos.
This was a special offense. It averaged 462 yards a game, and there is Kincaid running against his former team. And he gets ahead to the 16-yard line. Trevor Price made the tackle defensively.
So we look at Ellaby, and second team All-MAC, threw for over 3,000 yards this season, 21 passing touchdowns. The one thing that Coach Lester did talk to us about is when he takes off and runs, which he doesn't do very often, he's got to take care of the ball. Puts it on the turf way too much.
Why might that be? They're not a team that is turnover prone, but when he's run the ball, he's turned it over. A little trick play, and Moore thought about throwing it.
Smart.
Moore instead going to run it, and he gets the first down.
You and I just talked about this the other day. Last night, we were talking about trick plays.
Because the Steelers ran a flea flicker that should not have been thrown.
And Big Ben throws it downfield for a pick, right?
Right.
In these situations, a lot of times the player will feel the need to throw the football and force it into coverage. Very good decision by Sky Moore to just take off and get the first down.
Drive started on the 5. They're out to the 26. Sean Tyler in the game in the backfield for the first time. Ellaby to the air, and it's batted down. Incomplete. I think that was Amir Johnson that got his arms up in the air. Let's go back to Sky Moore and the decision he makes here, Dustin, to not throw it.
Smart. Look. He's got all day to throw, but his wide receiver's not open down the field. He sees a lane. He takes off. What a smart play by Sky Moore. Sky Moore, by the way, did play high school quarterback.
He did.
So he can throw the football.
Shadyside High School near Pittsburgh. This is Tristan Nichols, the injured player for Nevada. And this would be a tough loss. He was first team All Mountain West Conference at defensive end this year. And that's good to see as he's up on his feet.
The one area that Nevada was not really hit with in terms of transfers or opt-outs was the defense. Just basically one player, and that's Henley, who's not going to play in the game at linebacker, but pretty much everyone else is going to go, and that's huge going up against this potent Western Michigan offense.
One thing that Nevada's defense has thrived on this year is creating turnovers. They were 8th nationally in creating turnovers. They have their turnover towel, and that's what they like to do. They've been really opportunistic defensively. Second and 10 for Ellaby. Tyler is in the game off his right hip. They run the sweep again to Sky Moore, and there is that rugged defense of Nevada, led by Cameron Toomer, 60-year man from Las Vegas.
Cameron Toomer, right at the bottom of the formation. He, in fact, just comes into the game because of the injury to Tristan Nichols a play ago. What's he do? Makes the play. Excellent discipline to stay at home on the jet sweep to stop Sky Moore.
Broncos need to get to the 36 on 3rd and 10.
There's Sky Moore right there in the slot. Keep an eye on him.
And they're going to call the timeout here, their first of the game before the big 3rd down play. Not only does the offense have an opportunity to work, but the defense can change its scheme as well. So things that you might have seen on film for Nevada might look different now. You've got GAs serving as coaches. There may be some new looks on the Nevada side as well.
Good point. You know, Ronnie Wheat, their linebackers coach, who is still here, takes over for the defense. So there may be some new wrinkles. Good point. You know, maybe change up a couple things. I would, if it was my first time calling a game as a defense. And, you know, we chatted with Sam Hammond, their 6th-year senior defensive end, and he was just kind of raving about Coach Wheat and, you know, how much the players trust him.
So if you're Ellaby, you're looking at the defense and you're saying, that didn't look anything like the film we have spent the last 3 weeks looking at, right?
No doubt.
So it's a good thing to take the timeout, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Especially against the team that turns the ball over, yeah.
So now they're going to put more bottom of the screen and maybe isolate him here in man coverage. Remember, Moore was in the slot the previous snap.
3rd and 10 for Ellaby, and a deep shot, and he's got his man, and it's caught at the 40. Touchdown, Western Michigan. Corey Kroom, 74 yards. That was a good timeout if you're a Bronco.
Great timeout, and what a route. Just a go route, and you got it matched up here in the slot, right? Kind of a little bit of a double move, and there's no chance for Emily Johnson on that play, the safety. So you got a safety matched up against one of the better wide receivers in the conference. Love Ellaby taking advantage of that matchup. So you've got 2 explosive plays by Western Michigan. High-powered offense, a kickoff return to the house. The Broncos are rolling in Motown.
Two big plays on this Monday morning from Western Michigan has the Broncos with the early lead here at the Quick Lane Bowl at Ford Field in Detroit, 14-3. Broncos out of the MAC with the early advantage. A 100-yard kickoff return, a 74-yard pass, an exciting start to the week.
Yeah, really good start for the Broncos. And how about this little pooch kick?
Nevada's on it on the return.
All over
Nicely
it.
done by the return man, Burns. And he gets knocked out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Well, let's take a look at the Bowl Challenge Cup standings. They're brought to you by Progressive. It's been a really good bowl season thus far for the Mountain West. Unbeaten thus far at 4-0. Kind of a rough start for the MAC, huh, Dustin?
Yeah, not great. 1-5. For whatever reason, Mid-American Conference teams over the last several seasons have really struggled in bowl games. And I think it's a really good conference. I do a lot of their games, and I don't know what it is. Maybe just some bad luck, but they have been struggling, to say the least, in postseason.
But not today. The Broncos leading 14-3. Good field position, though, now for Nevada.
I'd stay with the run game,
Nate
Bill.
Cox.
I'd stay with the run game here.
Tawa goes airborne and dives ahead for a yard or 2 on the first down play.
The one thing you don't want to have happen here if you're Nevada is kind of panic, right? You're down 14-3 early in the first half, right? I mean, you've got tons of time left to get back in this game, so you don't have to force Nate Cox, who's getting his first start, into tough passing situations. I would still continue to be who I want to be, which is, I think, a run-first team in this particular game.
They are going to throw here. Try to set up the little screen, but it was well covered, and he has to throw it away. Good defense by Western Michigan. Fayad was coming in on the heat, and Cox had to throw it away. Good decision, though.
He's making sure that got outside the tackle box. He does. Good job. Smart decision. The screen was not there. And you mentioned Fayad. It does a great job staying at home. And now, certain third and long, obvious passing situation for the Wolfpack.
They'll go nickel. Delano Ware, who was shaken up earlier, is back in the game on 3rd down and 8. 4 receiver set now for the guys from Reno. Cox in a world of trouble and sacked all the way back on the 31-yard line by Fisk. Braden Fisk, the real warrior up front, and the heartbeat of that defense, gets a bear hug from defensive coordinator Lou Esposito after the sack.
Right here, going to work outside and then back in. Fisk, who's one of the, as the coaches mentioned, part of the heart and soul of this defense, inside with Ralph Holley. Terrific sack there, big play for the Broncos.
Diaz just does get that punt away. Nunnally calls for the fair catch near the 23. And that is where the Broncos will take over, leading 14-3. It's a 45-yard punt for the Nevada punter. And this offense, which was 14th nationally, averaging 462 yards a game, already has the lead. And this was a team that beat some of the best teams that had played this year. I mentioned Pitt and NIU, and Coach Lester, Dustin, really feels like they're about to turn the corner. In fact, he used the phrase that all of us are familiar with when you look in the mirror on your car. He says, objects in mirror are closer than they appear. Meaning
that line.
We're about to be really good, hopefully, in 2022, and they think this game can help jumpstart them.
I mean, you think back to the final game of the season, what they did against NIU. I mean, just absolutely a beatdown against the team that won the conference. So they've been in a lot of ball games. You talk about the big Pitt win on the road earlier this season. Take a look at Sean Taylor here. And look at the big fellas up front. Just blocking, and then great effort from Tyler to spin out of a tackle and pick up about 8 yards.
Tyler's a tough Chicago guy, and remember, if you're a Bronco fan, he's just a sophomore. 2nd down and short now for Ellaby. Going to throw the quick slant, and that'll be a 1st down out to the 42-yard line, delivering it right on the money to Moore.
Now, I mentioned that final win against Northern Illinois, the final game. Sky Moore had 4 touchdowns in that game. A career day for him. And looks like we have a new quarterback in the game.
Roboski's going to come in. The freshman at 6'2", so Roboski in at quarterback now for the first time. He drops his mouthpiece. Can be nervous for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Been there. The 5-second rule, just like the Oreos when you were a kid, you can still pick it up, put it in your mouth, and take off running. Nice job by Roboski. Jojo or Claiborne brings it down. Did you do that? Did you ever lose your mouthpiece and just put it right back in?
Yeah, it's kind of gross, right?
Yeah.
But it's, what are you going to do? I mean, half the time you got the thing sitting on the side of your helmet. Football players do some disgusting things at times, right? Been there many times.
That was a nice play ahead of the 42-yard line. Ellaby back in the game now, and here goes Tyler on the run down the sideline. Another big run. They're getting some big yardage on the ground. Is this high-powered Broncos offense? That was 17 more yards for sophomore Sean Tyler.
A great block here on the outside that's going to open up that lane for Sean Tyler to get the big gain. And I'll tell you, Nevada's in dangerous territory here as a new quarterback comes back into game. Rabowski. And I'm guessing probably another run.
Rabowski and a quarterback. Kincaid, the former Nevada player, is in the backfield. Rabowski again. He's a big dude, and he gets across the 20 to near the 19-yard line.
Rabowski on the carry. Jordan Lee on the stop.
So that's going to be his role today, it appears.
Okay. Well, we know this much. They don't want to run Ellaby.
No.
Because he puts it on the turf way too much. And they'll have a design run here and there at times, but obviously they don't want to have him running outside the pocket.
2nd and 5 for Ellaby. He does run it this time. Ellaby gets popped, but he gets the first down ahead of the 13-yard line. Did you see the ball there?
It was loose.
I know.
Well, he nearly loses it at the mesh point.
Yeah.
And then as he takes off, which is a smart decision, takes the hit. The ball, I was waiting. I hope I didn't jinx it. I'm thinking he jumps in the air, puts himself in harm's way, and does a good job holding on to the rock.
Got the first down.
Yeah.
Just shy of the 13-yard line. This has been the first sustained drive of the day for Western Michigan, which scored on a kickoff return and then a 74-yard pass. Kincaid on the ground gets it to the 7-yard line. Jordan Lee made the play. Jackson Kincaid is from St. Thomas Aquinas in Fort Lauderdale, that legendary high school program, but he began his career playing for Nevada. They told us he's really excited playing against his former team, as anyone would be.
No doubt.
8th play of the drive from the 7-yard line. Ellaby gets away from one man, but not the second. Sacked back on the 15-yard line by the Wolfpack's Lappin. Or
Yeah,
Toomer,
Hall and
Toomer.
Toomer get in there at about the same time. Watch number 9. He comes in there as a free rusher, and then late in the down, Lawson Hall comes in to sort of finish it off. So maybe a potential big stop here now with a huge 3rd down coming up for the Broncos. Let's see if this Wolfpack defense can get off the field as we get a timeout.
Well, the first quarter clock is going to come to an end, and that's what happens. So Western Michigan knocking on the door to start the second quarter after 1, playing in its home state here in Detroit, Michigan. 14-3, Broncos on top. Monday morning football from Ford Field in Detroit. Here's the tire toss. Let's see how this guy's aim is. Not so good.
I think Ellaby's a little bit better.
Yeah, let's see how the third one goes. That's his best attempt. There's Ellaby. He's been pretty darn good so far here today. The Broncos leading 14-3 here after 1 quarter, and they're knocking on the door again. The second quarter begins. Western facing 3rd down. On the 13-yard line, they can get a first down, Dustin, on the 3.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this much. Knowing Tim Lester, he's big into analytics, and so potentially if they get this into maybe a 4th and, let's say, something manageable, they may go for it. He's gone for it, 21 times this year.
Moore has single coverage up top. They hand the ball off. Tyler down to the 5. It'll be 4th down on the 5, 4th and 2.
He'll go for this, I guarantee it. Oh, I'm wrong. You're going to kick it. Not surprising.
Well, they're going to line up to kick, right?
Yeah,
Parker
that's
Sampson
true.
in the game.
Parker Sampson for the field goal attempt for the Broncos.
Sampson's a young man out of Kansas City. This is just about the distance of an extra point. It'll be a 22-yarder.
A lot of people are over the going for it on 4th down. Where do you stand on that, Billy?
At this point, I think I'd probably go for it the way they're playing.
No,
Field goal is good. That makes it 17-3. Parker Sampson puts Leicester's team up by 2 touchdowns. Well, Bowl Mania rolls on with 3 more games on Wednesday on ESPN and the app, starting at 2:15 Eastern. That's 11:15 Pacific. At Yankee Stadium, Maryland takes on Virginia Tech in the new era Pinstripe Bowl, followed by number 19 Clemson and Iowa State in the Cheez-It Bowl. And we finish the day with number 14 Oregon and number 16 Oklahoma in the Valero Alamo Bowl.
And of course, the new head coach of the Wolfpack will be coaching for Oregon. And of course is Ken Wilson.
Coach Wilson is here today. He'll head down to San Antonio. He will retain Vi on his new staff.
He'll be the assistant head coach.
It's been a very interesting time, which we will get into here momentarily, for Nevada and its fans. they've had such success recently, right? 4 straight bowls, and then their coach goes to another team in the conference. Coordinators leave. Some of the players go to Colorado State.
Many of them transferred with Coach
Jay,
Norvell,
right.
and you know, you always wonder how the players on the team take that. Like when the players transfer with the coach, it's tough. And again, we don't know all the details as to what did they try to keep Norvell? Did they whatever? One thing, it's a little bizarre, right? To go in conference to a rival that you just beat.
Here's the chip shot again on the kickoff. This is the second time they've done it. Nevada's going to get great field position near the 43-yard line. So here's what's happening. If you haven't followed it, I know Nevada fans have heard this a lot over the last couple of weeks, but head coach Jay Norvell goes to Colorado State. That's an in-conference school.
Yeah, a team
in the same league.
Just beat 52-10.
So Vi's going to be the head coach for this game here today. Former great player.
Yeah.
And then he'll remain on Ken Wilson's staff. Ken's an assistant coach, linebackers coach at Oregon. He's still working with the Ducks, so he's here today, and then he'll travel down to San Antonio. So I know folks at Oregon are interested in this, folks at Colorado State are interested in this, and of course at Nevada.
Yeah, and you wonder, what is the future for this program? I mean, Coach Norvell did a good job.
They've won an awful lot of games.
A lot of games, and I don't think the cupboard's bare, but they did lose a lot of good players, and losing Carson Strong to the NFL draft and Dubs to the draft, and their great tight end Cole.
What do
Cole
you
Turner,
think?
excuse me. Yeah.
We asked Coach Lester about this, and he said you're going to see it. What do you think about when a coach changes jobs, and then with this one-time free transfer opportunity, takes key players with him to his new job?
Well, I know this. I mean, when you commit to a school, you can say it till you're blue in the face that you're committing to a program, but you're really committing to the coaching staff and to that particular head coach. So I can understand the relationship that certain players have, and some of the good players kind of bailing with their coach. That's who they were recruited by. That's who they trust. Their parents trust him. So I understand it. I just kind of think that because of this, early signing period and coaches leaving so early, it could lead to a lot more of this.
Cox completes the pass to Bell. Do you think it stings more for the fan base when it's an in-conference school?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. And this is a bizarre situation for him to go to Colorado State. And again, I'm sure, it comes down to, opportunities, if you know what I'm saying. And that's what happened here with Coach Norvell.
Second down to 9, again out of the pistol. Nice job by Cox at 6'9". Nice little sidestep.
A late hit.
And he draws the flag as well. He stepped out of bounds, and then Fisk gave him a little late hit as well. Remember, this is at 6'9", officially the tallest player ever to play quarterback in a game in college football. He's got some long strides, and he's a tough guy.
They said he's a little bit of a slasher as a runner. As a thrower, he's a slinger. And they'll tack 15 onto this one.
He's a tough kid that we learned a lot about him this week. He nearly quit football back in high school to focus on basketball. And his dad convinced him otherwise. He says, no, you can be a really good football player.
The result of the play was a first down. After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 40, defense. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 31, offense, his first of the games. Those penalties cancel. It'll be 1st and 10 at the out of bounds spot.
Let's go down to Taylor because Nate Cox has a really unique story, doesn't he?
He does. He wanted to play college basketball for most of his life. It wasn't until his senior year that he really got involved in football, and he really fell in love with the game. He said, that was when I realized I could maybe do something fun with this. And so he went to Nevada, hasn't really been able to start, so he feels super grateful for the opportunity he's been given today.
You know what else he did, Dustin? Do you remember a few years ago when that team from Louisiana played in the Little League World Series? 7 years ago?
I do remember that, yeah.
Nate Cox played for Louisiana in the Little League World Series at Lombardi Stadium in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, right here on ESPN.
It's amazing.
He was not 6'9".
Not
as
at the
an
time.
11-year-old. No, you didn't know he was going to develop into this.
You'd think, at 6'9", being a basketball player was probably his destiny, right? You'd think. But obviously, you see the athleticism from his height, and he's got some speed as well.
Flag is thrown. Cox going to take a deep shot for Mack, and it's incomplete. While we sort out the flag, let's go down to Taylor.
Well, you just saw him attempt the deep ball right there. When we were talking to coaches this week, they said he has a stronger arm than Carson Strong. He can throw the football over bleachers. He's something he does in practice. We have a video of it, him attempting it in practice, and he says his teammates love to watch it because it's pretty amazing. This guy, 6'9", he has a strong arm, and he can run. They said he's our secret weapon.
There are 2 fouls by the defense. Offside, zero. The penalties decline. Holding the defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Bill, this video is unbelievable. I mean, the arm on this kid. Take a look at this.
Throw it over the south end zone.
Yeah.
No problem.
No big deal.
Hold.
It's like those guys in Dude Perfect.
Yep.
Pretty incredible stuff.
What you don't see, remember the trick shot video? Yeah. There's a basketball goal goes through
maybe,
at the other
maybe
end.
He had one on the other side.
Right. This is a big drive for Nevada. He's getting more confident as he goes. That pass is broken up. Good play by Dorian Jackson. He got his arm in there. The cornerback on that boundary side to knock it away.
Yeah, that was a great play by Jackson. Matched up on the outside. Times it up beautifully. Yeah, the one thing that they do here at Western Michigan, Bill, is they play a ton of man coverage. They asked a lot of their corners, and they feel like between Jackson and Coleman on the outside that they really can kind of take away teams' best threats on the outside, and that allows you as a defense to be more flexible and exotic with some of your blitzes and coverages on the inside of the defense. So they ask a lot of their corners, and Jackson's a good one to transfer. From 1AA school, and has been great for the Broncos.
Nevada's going to take a timeout here. What that does do, right, it allows guys like Fisk and Hawley to get home more often.
No doubt. And we chatted with Coach Lester about that. I'm like, these corners are your defensive line. They're the best friend of their defensive line, right? I mean, it gives you so many more opportunities inside. We talked about it kind of in the open, like their pressure rate on drop back passes is ridiculous. Nearly lead the country.
Timeout on Ford Field. We'll be back in 10 seconds after this message from Ally.
However you fan, with face paint, victory chants, or bizarre superstition, for everything we do, we're all better off with an Ally. Back to you.
Second down coming up for Nevada. Big drive here. They've played okay, but they've given up some big plays and thus trail 17-3.
Yeah, but their defense held up on that last drive, and if they get a touchdown here, Bill, they're right back in the ballgame.
He's going to run again. Nate Cox at 6'9", long legs, and he strides for the first down. Coleman raced him out of bounds.
Just out of bounds by Coleman. That's a Wolfpack. First down.
Well, we know he was a Little League baseball player.
Yeah.
We know he's a basketball player. So if he can get up and down a 90-foot basketball court, he can do this, right?
Yeah, he got a great block by Roberson on the outside, too. But you're right. I mean, he's showing off his athletic ability and a very productive drive here. A drive that they've got to have. I mean, they got to get 7 here and get them right back in the game.
Keep it on the ground again, and a big hole up the middle. There goes Lee. Lee gets down to the 1-yard line, and Coleman brings him down there. 20 yards for Devontae Lee, cutting back on the field here at Detroit's Ford Field.
What a great, you said it, Billy, cut back in vision. The instincts of Lee are terrific. They've got 2, I'm telling you, for an air raid offense, they've got 2 of the better backs in the Mountain West Conference. And in a game like this, these guys are going to thrive. And you talk about motivation. That run right there tells you that Devontae Lee wants to be in this game and wants to win this football game.
Lee has the ball. Lee tries to get across the goal line. Touchdown. There is a flag on the play. Edwin Lee is the American Conference official.
Result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 65, offense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Hey, does Devontae Lee have some 1-2, Dustin?
There's some big-time 1-2. I mean, I'm talking about a player who has an opportunity here to play in a bowl game, is a senior.
And for the extra point attempt.
Only his 5th touchdown of the season, but boy, is he running hard right now. Him and Toa Taua, I'm telling you, two of the really good running backs, better backs in the Mountain West.
Extra point is good, and it is a 17-10 game. This is a team that may be undermanned, but they got some heart, man.
Undermanned, but they got a little momentum now. Devontae Lee taking us in. Powerful run to the house, back in the game.
You're watching the Quick Lane Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Here at Ford Field in Detroit. And let's look at our drive recap, brought to you by Verbo. 2 big plays got things going early on this Monday morning. Tyler's 100-yard kickoff return put Western Michigan in the lead early, and then a 74-yard touchdown pass from Ellaby to Kroom.
Yeah, and Bill, that kickoff return is the difference in the score. Nevada's in this ballgame, no question, but they got to get stops defensively. They can't give up the big play. That's big.
Now remember, after the touchdown, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That means that Nevada has to kick off from the 20-yard line.
And guess who's getting good field position? Ellaby and company. Very potent offense here with the Broncos.
Julian Diaz will kick from the 20. Tyler, who already brought the one kick all the way back for a touchdown, is set to return this one. Let's see what the strategy is here. They kick it to him. This one from near the 9 for Tyler. Finds a hole. He gets knocked down hard near the 35-yard line. Well, if you're just joining us, by the way, good morning to everybody on the West Coast. There's nothing like Monday morning football, right?
Love Monday morning football. Come on. And for a game that started
8 o'clock in Nevada.
For Nevada.
Yes.
I mean, there have been fireworks in this game for both teams. 27 points already, and I'm guessing more to come.
Yeah, a little hot sauce on your omelet.
Oh,
today.
yeah. You know I make a mean omelet, Billy.
I know you do. Jackson Kincaid back into the ball game now. In the backfield, the running back from South Florida. They send the man in motion, and they throw it to him. Is that a lateral or a pass? Either way, Sky Moore is going to run with the football, and he got ahead for about 6 yards. Moore nearly threw one earlier. He ran ahead that time for 6 before Trevor Price brought him down.
It's a pretty cool RPO design. And, Bill, they fake the jet sweep, then fake the handoff, and then Ellaby is able to go through his progressions, and he comes back to Sky Moore. I know it's not a big game, but it was a really a good decision by Ellaby to go all the way through his progressions and take what the defense gives you.
You can tell that those two guys are on the same wavelength.
Yes.
They've got a lot of chemistry.
No doubt.
On the ground, nice move. First down run ahead to the 48-yard line. So Kincaid, who started at Nevada, how excited is he to play against this team?
Oh my goodness, this is like his Super Bowl. It's just this move he's going to put on right here on Jordan Lee, 13. Cuts it back inside for the first down. You know, remember, Western Michigan, they're without Ladarius Jefferson in this game too. One of their main running backs. So both Kincaid and the young freshmen are going to get into the game as well.
This is Zahir Abdus-Salam in the game now. He is a 200-pound freshman out of Newark, New Jersey.
Call him Oldie.
They do.
They don't know why.
Over the middle. Oh, and a big hit. Moore went for the ball. They're ruling it a clean play and an incomplete pass. Oh, when you go over the middle in Reno, Claiborne is waiting for you.
Oh, my goodness.
Second down and 10.
Take a look at this. Is it clean? Oh, I don't know, Bill. They might want to take another look at this. Remember, forcible contact to the head or neck area. This would be a good look. Oh, my goodness. We felt that up here.
Jawan Claiborne, he played at one of those great programs. He's out of Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas. And he's the one that made that hit. They're not going to review it.
Yeah, that's surprising, but it's a big-time collision there, Bill.
Second down and 10. Strong run. Abdus-Salam. He's a tough kid too. You told they call him Oldie. He was an AAU boxing champion, and they noticed how good his hands were in practice. Like, your hands are so fast, no one messes with him.
Oh my God, I wouldn't want to go near him. I was so surprised to hear that from Coach Lester, that this kid was a national champ.
Roboski back in the game now. They've run the quarterback draw with him nearly every time. Roboski up the middle. Still going. Boy, he's a 230-pound load to bring down. Dom Peterson finally brought down Roboski. Do you remember the St. Louis Cardinal pitcher, Al Roboski, a.k.a. the Mad Hungarian?
Of course.
No relation here. Just so you know.
You had to get that in, didn't you?
I'm Hungarian.
You are?
Yeah. My grandparents were from Budapest. You didn't know that?
I don't think I knew that, Bill.
Roboski has shown a Hungarian flavor to this game.
Spicy.
First down and 10. Tyler is back there with Roboski. Hands it off. Big hole for Tyler. And he gets to the 20-yard line. That'll be a first down. Jordan Lee made the play defensively, and Roboski will trot off to the bench. You know, you make any meal Hungarian?
How?
You throw in a stick of butter, throw some paprika on it. It's Hungarian.
All right, next time I'm down in Lauderdale at your house, you're making me some Hungarian food.
My Aunt Clara taught me that. First down and 10. We're going to have a high-scoring game today, it appears, here at Ford Field. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Ellaby has the Western Michigan Broncos on the hunt again. Remember, they were 14th in the country this year on offense. They're good here. Nice play! Wide open! Touchdown, Brett Borski!
Hey, Borski has battled through injuries all year. Take a look at this. The defense is going to bite up all the way on this Jordan Lee, the safety. He's the one who's got to be in coverage there on 89, Borski. But Borski, finally back to being healthy and makes a big-time play for the Broncos here.
Sampson adds the extra point, so Caleb Ellaby has thrown 2 first-half touchdown passes, and Western extends its lead.
Got to be disciplined on defense. You bite up when you got to be in coverage, you get burnt. Broncos 24-10.
Vitawa, the interim head coach of the Nevada Wolfpack, before Ken Wilson officially takes over the program. We're so happy to be joined by the newly named head coach of the Nevada Wolfpack, who won't take over the program until he finishes up his duties as co-defensive coordinator of the Oregon Ducks. So first, Coach, what has this last week been like for you?
It's been a lot of hours, a lot of fun. We've had we've been all over the country. We've been hiring staff and seeing the players and coaching the game. So it's just exciting. It's an exciting time of year.
Why was it important for you to be here? Because you've been at the Alamo Bowl with the Oregon Ducks all week.
Well, it's important for me to be here to be the biggest cheerleader for this team. I think Vi and his staff done a great job getting these guys ready. They put a lot of work in. They've had a lot of adversity, and I just wanted to be here to support them in this game.
Why did you think it was important to finish your duties at Oregon?
Well, I feel like as a football coach, when you go in a house of recruits and you bring guys to a program and you work day in and day out for a season and to grind through that season, that it's important you finish what you started. And my family and I felt it important that we finished that job at Oregon and then started this new job as soon as we could at Nevada.
How have you balanced recruiting, getting ready for the next season at Nevada football, but also staying true to your duties as co-defensive coordinator at Oregon?
Well, there's 24 hours in a day, and we've been using all of them, and we've had a lot of fun, and my wife and family have been great helping me out with this process. The University of Nevada's been awesome for letting me do it, and the University of Oregon letting me stay. So it's been great for us, and we'll sleep after the season's over.
You said Nevada is your dream school. Why?
Well, my family's from here. My wife is born and raised in the area. I coached there for 23 years. My son played for the University of Nevada. It's our home, and for us, it's a lifetime dream to come back and coach this football team, and I can't wait to get started.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time. Hopefully you get some sleep in there soon.
Appreciate it.
Guys, we'll send it back to you.
You can see why Coach Wilson so much wanted to go back home, reunited with Coach Alt and the Nevada program. You also see his loyalty to Oregon. Remember,
I can respect both of those things.
Well, Oregon lost its head coach to Miami.
Right.
So a lot of players are looking for leadership right now, right? Because the coaching changes, whether it was at Notre Dame or whether it was at Oklahoma or whether it was here at Nevada. There were coaches on the move before bowl games. Who's going to take care of those kids who are there and still have to play and practice and lift and go to finals and all those things that happen?
No, it speaks volumes, I think, to Coach Wilson and what he believes in. And I think that again, to echo his sentiments, the job that Vitale has done in this bowl game prep has been remarkable. I mean, this is an impossible situation, without some of your best players, and you got to put together a squad. Your depth is extremely limited. It's been pretty impressive.
They're missing 5 wide receivers who either opted out or transferred from a air raid offense.
Yeah, so you're playing. I mean, listen, it's a good opportunity for young players, but you're lacking so much experience at, as you mentioned, in the air raid system, outside the quarterback, the most important position.
Little short pass, and that'll be a loss of 2. That was Ware. You'll recall he was shaken up earlier. Ware brings down Jamal Bell, and it will be 3 and out. That is the last thing that Nevada wanted at this point. Diaz will kick it back to Bryce Nunnally. And this Western Michigan offense, which has been heating up here in this second quarter, will get the ball back one more time. Before the punt, Nevada takes a timeout. I don't think they had the right people. They didn't have enough guys on the field.
Well,
you
brought it up, the depth on special teams, and some of this stuff, I mean, you practice it, but sometimes guys forget, am I supposed to be on the punt team now? I haven't been on the punt team all year, right? And now you got to go cover kicks, cover punts.
Well, bowl season rolls on Thursday night with number 12 Pittsburgh against number 10 Michigan State in the 53rd annual Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Our coverage starts at 7 Eastern on ESPN and the app. One app, one tap. ACC champion Pittsburgh. What a season Pitt had as well. A couple years ago, Kenny Pickett's not going to play Thursday. He played here a few years ago.
Heck of a game.
On this field in this bowl game.
Yes, he did.
Diaz, a left-footed punter. Nunnally gets out of the way, and it's going to roll near the 30. And the Broncos will take over on the 28. We have a timeout on the field. Back to Detroit. 24-10 Broncos.
ESPN, home of the College Football Playoff Semifinals. Friday, December 31st on ESPN.
And we invite you to join us virtually for the College Football All Access Experience, featuring exclusive content, games, and daily prize drops. Register right now. There's the address on your screen, espn.com/CFP All Access. Well, Nevada hopes to get a stop here with 5:44 to go, but Caleb Ellaby and the Broncos have been heating up, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been impressive. Explosive through the air. Got the ground game going as well with both Kincaid and Sean Tyler.
They'll start this possession from the 43. Tyler is in the game now. Play fake over the middle. Nicely delivered to Moore for the first down.
Just watch the vision.
They're going to go tempo, no huddle. Broncos scamper to the line, which is the 36. On the ground this time, this is Tyler, and he's ahead to the 38. All right, let's go back to the last play, Dusty.
Just the vision of Ellaby. Sees the play. You have to read the defensive end in the RPO game, right? And then finds his top target on the outside. Sky Moore delivers it. And I'll tell you, I give Sky Moore a lot of credit because he took a big-time shot previously, still in the game, and runs another, like, kind of skinny post into coverage. Makes a great play.
From the 33, Ellaby to the air once more and lets it go, and it's nearly picked. Good job by the corner coming over to break it up. That is Tyson Wilson.
Boy, Wilson is going to be kicking himself for dropping this one. He's dropping back from his nickel spot into the zone, and Ellaby just doesn't see him. Just doesn't see him. And wow, that would have been a huge play for the Nevada defense before halftime.
So now 3rd down and 7 for them. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Western Michigan's high-powered offense has been really clicking in this second quarter.
I'll tell you, it looks like they're going to get a little man coverage here. There's Sky Moore, bottom of your screen, excuse me.
Keep it on the ground, and Tyler gets upended on the 31-yard line by Trevor Price. 4th down. All right, what do your analytics say now, Dustin?
You go for this. I think so. I mean, you got a 2-score lead.
Well, they brought Roboski back into the game on 4th down. Now, he has not thrown the ball yet today. At quarterback, the big 230-pounder out of River Rouge, Michigan. They may take a timeout to talk this over.
I'll tell you what, Bill. I mean, Western, they've averaged 9.8 yards per play. So you talk about it, you got to get 5 yards here on this 4th down. Why not? Go for it.
And it's also a really long field goal.
True.
About 48, 49 yards.
And again, I mean, you talk about field position and if you miss the kick and all that good stuff, but like I totally would go for this. I love it.
Well, of course you would.
Some people hate it.
No, it's a Monday morning bowl game. Of course you're going to go for it.
You have to, right?
Right.
And their offense has been playing so well. I mean, if your offense was struggling, I could see.
Not making light of the time, but it's like it's a bowl game, and this is when you have fun and you go for it.
What do you have to lose?
Right.
Bowl games are supposed to be fun.
Ellaby returns now, so Roboski came on there. Maybe they thought it was 4th and 2 or 3 initially, but it's a full 5 yards here.
It's a full 5, and you got to have. I think you got to have Ellaby in the game to throw the football.
Moore is the key receiver at the bottom of the screen. Tyler is the running back on 4th and 5. On the ground, Tyler started up the middle, makes a left turn and gets the first down. That's how you convert 4th and 5 with a running back like this.
He's going to come inside and bounce all the way outside. What instincts and vision by Sean Tyler. We talked about his speed. You saw it on the opening kickoff of the game. Wow. And gutsy call to run the ball in 4th and 5, right?
Well, the tunnel was congested, so he took the bridge. That's a Detroit reference, but that's exactly what happened there. If he runs up the middle, they stuff him. Now on first down, he goes outside again. Takes a hard hit there by Trevor Price.
I'll tell you, things are getting a little chippy down there on the field, Bill. On that previous kickoff, there was nearly a brawl that broke out between both squads. And right there as Tyler kind of delivers the blow on the outside to Robbins, he gets up and Robbins kind of throws him off him, and they're chirping down there on the field. Just something to keep an eye on here as we go. This game is getting definitely very, very chippy.
In the red zone again with under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Kincaid returns to the game in the backfield. Kincaid has the ball. Cuts to his left, and it's going to be 1st and goal near the 6. That's a 12-yard run by Jackson Kincaid.
A touchdown-saving tackle by Burdale Robbins, because Kincaid was going to walk into the end zone. Now Robowski's going to come back into the game, Bill.
This will be the 8th play of the drive.
Want to bet he carries it himself?
Absolutely he's going to. At 230 pounds, why not? Kincaid's 200 pounds right there. They're going to call a timeout first. We'll step aside, just over, I should say. 2 minutes to go till the break. Broncos knocking on the door once more.
Club halftime report. My guy Sam Acho will be here. We'll get his thoughts on our first half, what's been an entertaining first 2 quarters. Plus, Georgia touches down in Miami. We'll hear from the Dogs, hear about some of the protocols they're following as well. And we're talking X factors in both college football playoff matchups. Bill, it's coming up when you join us at the half.
Okay, final 2:06 here in the first half. Western Michigan looking to add to its lead against a team that during the regular season was really stingy defensively.
Yeah, they've only given up on average per game 24 points. Already in this ballgame, 24 points on the board for the Broncos. I'm a little surprised. I mean, especially considering Nevada pretty much brought back all their defensive starters for this game.
First down and goal. Ellaby's thrown 2 touchdowns already. They keep it on the ground, and Kincaid gets into the end zone. Touchdown. He lost the ball, but he breaks the play. Did the ball come out?
That's the question. I think he was across the goal line prior to the ball coming out. Jordan Lee, 13, is the one who comes in and delivers the blow at the end of this play. Let's take a look. Close, but I think it's a touchdown.
I think you'd be really hard-pressed to overturn that. Kincaid gets into the end zone, and Parker Sampson now in to attempt the extra point.
Great effort by Lee. Just about a second too late.
That makes it 31-10. And so here is Jackson Kincaid, the only gentleman in this building that has worn both jerseys.
Well, if you don't think this game matters to number 7, you're crazy. I mean, he's running with a purpose. And this Broncos offense, Billy, averaging 9.6 yards per play, 7.5 yards per carry, running the football. And really, they kind of come into the game. I think they're more of a pass-heavy team with Ellaby, but they have had so much success on the ground. And really, they're doing it with 2 of their not top backs. I mean, Kincaid and Tyler, they played this year, but Darius Jefferson was the guy, right? He's out for this game. So the slack has been picked up big time by Jackson Kincaid and Sean Tyler.
You know, coaches talk about that all the time, the whole next man up thing. That has been really the key for both of these teams.
Well, I think for the way we are now in college football, in bowl games specifically, especially the games outside of the CFP,
yes,
it's next man up, because so many players are opting out, and I don't blame a guy if he's going to be a first-round pick to not play in a bowl game. But what I don't like is, you know, if you're going to be a late-round pick or something, like, finish the season with your team. That's my take on it. Maybe I'm old school.
No, I think a lot of people would agree with you. Mihalik's kick. And a big hit on the 17-yard line. That was Matthew Stuckey.
Stuckey stuck him.
He stuck the hit.
Wow. Oof.
Bell will remember that hit. Let's go down to Taylor.
Jackson Kincaid, you guys mentioned it. He told me he cannot believe this is happening, that he gets to play against his former team. He was really excited with the matchup against Nevada linebacker Lawson Hall. That's his former roommate, so there was some trash talking between the two of them this week. Friendly, of course.
Well, I'll tell you what, Taylor, right now there's not a lot of friendliness going on the field between these two teams. It is getting chippy out there between both the squads.
Let's see what Nevada has for the final couple of minutes. That ball's deflected, and it was nearly intercepted on the 20-yard line. That would have been catastrophic. Seelig in there made the play on the pass of Nate Cox.
Boy, Seelig nearly comes up with this football. And you're right, Bill, that would have been devastating. And I'm telling you, if he stays up, that he'd walk in the end zone.
Do you get the sense that Coach Esposito and the Broncos defense have a better grasp of what's happening here offensively now? Cox gets about 8 on that play. They didn't know what to expect.
No, but
now they kind of sense what Nevada wants to do.
I think what they know now is Nevada's severely limited at wide receiver. And so what that allows you to do is you can stack the box, you can take away the run game. And remember, this offense is an air raid-based offense, so if you don't have wide receivers, extremely difficult, to say the least.
Cox going to take a deep shot here. Ball in the air a long time, and it's incomplete. Well, there's no question Nate's got the arm. It was intended for Mack.
Good coverage by Coleman. Yeah, Coleman, really good job down the field. I talked about those two corners, both Coleman and Jackson, and their ability to be put on an island. And they trust him. And 4th and yard and a half. It's a full yard. There's no doubt. And I think they're going to, you know, with it being a 21-point game, go for this.
At least the line up to go for it. Devontae Lee in the backfield.
False start.
Now someone takes a step early.
Number 29, offense, 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That'll change Vitala's decision now, and they'll punt it away. You're right. You know, Cox was the quarterback back in the spring, and everyone said, you know, he practiced in that offensive set. But if you practice through all of spring ball and fall camp in your whole season as an air raid offense, it's hard to change into a running team on bowl week.
Right, and it's hard to change into an RPO team too, and that's what they've done a lot of here with Cox and some of these runs, which they've had some success with. But you're right, in just a couple of weeks, very difficult to make that transition.
Diaz gets the punt away. Nunnally waiting for it and takes the fair catch at the 27-yard line. You know, Western Michigan is one of 5 Division 1A teams, FBS teams in the state of Michigan. All 5 are bowling this year, Dustin.
Pretty impressive.
Eastern Michigan already played in the Lending Tree Bowl. Western here today. Coming up on Thursday.
My old
Atlanta.
coach Mel Tucker Friday. Or Thursday in the Peach Bowl, and then the Wolverines. That's the game. I'm telling you, I'm so looking forward to watching that game.
Are you allowed to say that?
I am.
As an Ohio State guy, I don't know how that goes.
That team up north,
they're going to take away your alumnus card.
No, I've been so impressed with what Michigan has been able to do this season. Listen, they took care of their business against the Buckeyes, no doubt. They deserve to be in the CFP, and I think that's going to be a heck of a defensive struggle.
But it's been a good year for those 5 teams.
In Central's had a great year.
It's a good run on first down ahead to the 40-yard line. Under a minute to go, 11-yard run. No timeouts left for Western Michigan. Final 50 seconds. That ball's delivered nicely to Tyler, and he quickly steps out of bounds. Smart play. Could have got a yard or two more, but the clock is an issue here.
Plenty of time, Bill. Ellaby's been in this situation many times. Running this 2-minute offense, does a great job at it. He's gotten better, in fact, in these situations. Situational football, I should say. You know, third downs, end of game situations, and end of half. I think he does a terrific job running this offense.
Well, you've seen him the last couple of years. What has been the key areas that he's improved in since you first saw him?
Well, I think he's got the ability in the RPO game to really read the one defender that matters, and that's allowed him to know where the play has to go. And he kind of sees stuff pre-snap, which helps him out as well in this offense. So that's improved. He's gotten better, as I mentioned, on third down, and going through his progressions, he's really improved.
He can run for the first down now. He sees that, and he's got the first down ahead of the 42-yard line where Price made the play.
Got to spike it.
That's the Broncos' first down.
Got to hurry. And I'll tell you, when you substitute, you got to let the defense get their guys in too. I would have just hurried up and spiked the football.
Instead, it is a deep shot to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted down
Crooms
there.
became a defensive back right there because that football was overthrown.
Robbins could have had the pick, and then Crooms went in and knocks it away.
And at the very last moment, number 4, Crooms, he's going to have to go in there and try to rip that football out, and does a good job and saves them a chance. And now they're going to have one more opportunity for the end zone build before halftime.
Final play of the half, barring a penalty from the 42. But first, a timeout by Nevada. So what are they talking about now? You do not let them catch it in the end zone.
You're going to put 3 guys. Penalty. You're going to put 3 guys probably at the goal line, and you're going to knock it down. The old Chris Berman, knock it down. You got to knock it down.
It's so unusual when you have GAs moving up the ladder to coach, and that's what Vi has here.
Right.
They've lost their staff to other schools, to Washington State, to Colorado State, whatnot. The GAs get promoted.
And they're calling plays. So it's an opportunity for some of these guys, right? No doubt about that. But they're still inexperienced coaches. And so some of these situations like we're talking now here at the end of the half, I mean, did they practice this? You don't know.
You don't know. I mean, you did during the regular season, but likely not since everything got shook up in Reno. So they're going to put 3 guys back out of your screen, way back in the end zone here. And the last heave of the first half, barring a penalty now for Ellaby from the 42.
I always like to bring pressure in these situations, and that's what Nevada does.
Ellaby's in some trouble here. Has time and lets it go. Not going to make it to the end zone. It's going to be intercepted on the final play of the first half by Burdell Robbins. And that is the game's first turnover. And Robbins gets the pick on the final play of the first half. Unfortunately, Western Michigan put up over 300 yards in offense in that first half. They averaged about 10 yards a play. Very explosive first half for the Western Michigan offense here today. Throwing a special teams touchdown on the 100-yard kickoff return. And you get a big lead of 31-10 at the half.
Oh, they've defense. We talked about the Western defense right in the open and how good and stingy they've been this year, holding Nevada to just 111 yards.
Let's go down to Coach with Taylor.
Thank you, Coach. You didn't know what Nevada was going to show you on either side of the football. How do you feel like you guys have been able to adjust?
I think defensively we've done a good job. I mean, they got the ball down on the first drive, and our penalties gotten us trouble in another drive. But our guys have been playing hard, been efficient with the ball on offense, and that's what we came here to do.
You guys have been relying on the ground this first half. How much do you want to build on that in the second?
Yeah, I mean, we're a running team, and we got to make them load the box. And if they don't, our guys up front are doing a really good job. We have to keep the ground game going, and we got to take care of the ball.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
No?
All right, Coach Lester, it's been a good Monday at the office for Western Michigan. Halftime here in Detroit. Let's go to the studio to Kevin and Sam.
All right, Bill.
Welcome back to Capital One Bowl Mania.
We're at halftime in Detroit at Ford Field. Western Michigan and Nevada meeting in the 7th annual Quick Lane Bowl. And the Broncos out of the MAC with a 3-touchdown lead, 31-10 here at the break. Before we get going in the third quarter, let's go down to the field once again. Here's Taylor McGregor.
Half, he said it really just comes down to executing more. Defensively, I asked about stopping the run. He said we have to get to our hat and we have to tackle. And then offensively, he said we need to be more efficient. He said it just all comes down to everybody doing our job. I said, it's simple as that. He said, yep, it's as simple as that.
You know, there have been times that they've looked really good, but at the other end, they gave up 317 yards in that first half. And, you know, statistically, Western Michigan didn't run that many plays. They got 10 yards a snap.
Yeah, it was disappointing to say the least. I thought that the Nevada defense was going to be the strength of this team. And this game's, you know, it's far from over. They can get back in the ball game, but to get back in the game, it starts with stops, right? Here, in Western's going to get the football here to start the second half.
What defensive adjustments can they make at this point? Coach said,
got to tackle, Bill.
But that's really what it is.
I mean, it's just effort. You got to. Sometimes in these bowl games, you never know what sort of attitude, you know, want to is going to show up. And, you know, defensively for Nevada, they got to make plays. I mean, these are most of their starters, and they just got to tackle better, I think.
Fair catch called for on
slow the run down, Bill. I mean, they got to stop the run.
Well, that brings us to today's clutch delivery, brought to you by Chipotle. And this is a perfect example of it. Look at the average per carry for Tyler and Kincaid.
Yeah, I mean, nearly 8 yards a pop, and they've only got 15 rushes combined, but they have not been able to slow them down. I mean, it's been, goodness, I mean, over 300 yards of total offense in the first half, and this is a Nevada team that, you know, gives up about 390 a game. It's a lot of yards, a lot of points in the first half for the Broncos.
Well, Coach told Taylor at the end of the first half, if they're not going to load it up, we're just going to keep running the ball. And the second half begins, just 4 in the box. And so here's the run. That time the safety comes up to make the play. It's still a forward gain for Tyler. Jordan Lee came up along with the Will linebacker Trevor Price to make the tackle. There's the drive charge, and again that interception at the very bottom was just the long Hail Mary at the end of the second quarter.
Pretty impressive, Bill. I'll tell you what, I mean, the last couple of games here between the Northern Illinois game where they put up 42 and now putting up 31 here in the first half against Nevada, this Broncos team really, I think, building some momentum going into next season.
Well, that was with the one bowl game that Western Michigan did win, as Bronco fans will recall. That Bahamas Bowl sparked them. Look at this. Here's a big run for Tyler. Down the sideline. Can they catch him? He stumbles and he's down inside the 5. Great effort by Claiborne to save the touchdown. It is a 70-yard run for Sean Tyler.
I'll tell you, I'll give Claiborne a lot of credit for being able to track down Tyler. Tyler's the speedster. But just look at the patience, right? And then the vision of Tyler. Then he takes off and goes. I thought there's no way he was going to catch him. Just gets that shoestring to make the tackle. But another breakout run for this Bronco offense, and that's just going to tack onto that yardage in that average.
Here's Kincaid on the toss, gets popped, puts his shoulders down, and he's ruled down at the 1.
Yeah, just short. Good defense there by Nevada coming up here. It looked like for a moment he was going to walk into the end zone. Then everyone converts on him.
Sam Hammond getting credit for that tackle.
Johnson really gets him first, number 5.
Just shy, they say. Now they want to get the right personnel grouping in here on second down and goal on the 1, and they may take a timeout.
Western Michigan, for first down.
Well, Tyler had a 100-yard kickoff return early in the first quarter. A 70-yard run here to start the third. Here it is again. Let's watch closely on the toss to Jackson Kincaid.
Can't tell where the ball's at there, Bill, but I mean, he's on top of bodies. This would be a good look, too, to see if... Nah, ball short. That's a good call. That forearm comes down with the ball just short of the goal line.
Nice work by our crew to get it, but it'll be second down and goal. And Roboski returns to the lineup in the backfield. Roboski takes the snap. Roboski stumbles, trying to stretch across. Didn't get in.
In fact, he's going to lose about a half a yard, Bill.
Roboski on the carry.
And they do the fake jet sweep with Moore.
Third down and goal.
And he just trips up. That's the old turf monster, Bill.
Ooh, that ball.
It looked like it was coming out, didn't it, for a minute?
They'll talk to Roboski about it, a teaching and learning moment. And now Ellaby back in, quarterback keeper. They try to give him a push from the backside. And he's in. Touchdown for the Broncos.
Well, and you got an offensive line that is this big and powerful, and you got a center like Caliendo to run behind, and then you get some push from the rest of your teammates to kind of help you get in there. That's an easy call on that third and goal.
The long touchdown drive, thanks to a long run by Tyler of 70 yards, sets them up. Sampson adds the extra point. Well, Dustin, the third quarter begins much like the second quarter ended.
Well, I'll tell you, Sean Tyler is having himself a day. You talk about returning the kickoff 100 yards, long run, then Ellaby caps it off. Broncos 38-10 all over Nevada.
Back in chilly Detroit at the Quick Lane Bowl, Western Michigan opening up a 38-10 lead early in quarter number 3 here in the Motor City. On this Monday, we're glad you're along for the ride. Tim Lester's team had the big lead at the half, and their offense has been motoring along here in the third quarter as well.
That's a good pun, Billy. Motoring along in the Motor City?
You like that?
I do.
Stay with me.
Good stuff. I'm with you.
We got a lot of football left.
I know we do.
Here's Mihalik to kick it back to Jamal Bell, sophomore return man out of Lancaster, California. Bell going to get a chance from near the 11-yard line, coming all the way across the field. And he gets to about the 23-yard line.
Bell on the return.
All right, let's check out our college football look-ahead, brought to you by Dollar General. All right, y'all, what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Well, you got the Mike Leach Bowl here, right?
In
Liberty
Memphis,
Bowl.
the Liberty Bowl.
That's a good one.
At 5:45.
Like that one.
Mississippi
Houston,
State, Texas Tech.
The Houston-Auburn game, I'll tell you, I like Houston there. Clayton Tune and that offense, I mean, Dana Holgerson's got them cooking. Was very impressed with their season, and of course, I kind of like Air Force against Louisville.
Air Force can be tricky in a bowl game.
In a bowl game, that's a sneaky matchup.
Well, let's see if Nevada can answer. This is the first time they've had the ball. You'll recall the last two possessions at the end of the second quarter and the first of the third went to the Broncos. It's been a while since we've seen Tawa and this Pack offense on the field. Out of the pistol with Nate Cox in there at quarterback. Cox keeps it. Cox is in some trouble. Great defense or wrong read? What happened there, Dustin?
A little bit of both. I give credit to Western for making the stop. Bill, you talked about that Air Force Louisville game. Malik Cunningham, what a season this young man is having, getting comparisons to the great Lamar Jackson from Louisville as well. A terrific year he had, and boy, he can cook on the ground. I mean, he's extremely dynamic.
3rd and 9 for Nate Cox. They've missed on their last 5 third down attempts, but they convert here as he flips it to Jamal Bell, and that will move the sticks. Or will it? Let's see where they spot it. We have an official saying, did he have his toe on the field? Was it a catch or not?
Pass, 4th down.
No, Bell did not secure the ball. Let's watch it closely here.
Oh, he was wide open, and they're playing a zone coverage, cover 3. Here'll be a good look. I think there's some green in there, Bill.
The replay official from the American Athletic Conference is Roy Reynolds. Jamal Bell saying I had my feet in play, and I think if he had a size 10 shoe, it may be incomplete, but he wears 8.5. So I think it's going to be overturned. His tippy toes were right along the sideline, but we'll see. The ruling on the field was that Bell's toe
Do you have the
was
shoe
on the
size
sideline.
for every player on your chart there, Billy?
Every one. What do you think?
I think it's a catch. I think this should be a quick overturn. I mean, the official's right there on it. I can't believe that they thought this wasn't a catch.
Hey, Nevada needs.
I've been wrong on these a million times this year, by the way. So.
Oh, he's out of bounds first.
Yeah, I didn't
so the
see
linesman says he stepped out, and thus he's not eligible to make that play, Dustin. Watch it closely. If you step out.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't see that part of the play. So I told you, I'm wrong on these half the time. I'm right half the time. It's always a guess with reviews.
A receiver or any player cannot step out on his own volition. If you're pushed out of bounds, you can come back in.
Establish yourself back in bounds. Yeah.
Once you're out like that.
So the right call by the officials.
Well, we'll find out here momentarily. Edwin Lee is the referee, and again, Roy Reynolds is upstairs. They're taking a long time to look at this.
He definitely slides that right foot out of bounds.
On the field, they've moved the sticks. Nevada does need a break at some point here today, don't you think?
They do, and this would be the big break that they maybe could get something going here and get another touchdown drive and try to mount a comeback.
After a further review, it was a complete pass at the 40-yard line. Will be 1st and 10.
So Nevada catches a break. 1st down.
Out to the 40-yard line. Devontae Lee back in the game now for the Pack. And they go 3 wides with the tight end on the right. Lee got about a yard or 2 on the play. Defensively, for Coach Lou Esposito and his Western Michigan team, they know there's no deep threat. They have not been able to hit anything downfield. They've got nothing out of their receivers. So as a defensive coordinator, what do you call here?
There's a look at Coach Esposito, who is just stacking the box and letting his guys up front, including Fisk, who just makes that last stop. They're taking away the run game, and they know there's no threat because they don't have wide receivers with experience out there.
And
look at Fisk again,
happened.
Bill.
Fisk is there. It'll be a loss on the play, perhaps. No lack of effort, but again, Western stack in the box, and Lee had nowhere to go.
Take a look, Fisk inside here, and just watch his get off. Just gets around. You can't block that man. My goodness. Hey, great effort by Devontae Lee to kind of break out of that tackle and get something back, but Fisk is just a beast inside. 6'5", 300 pounds, Bill. With a frame like that, in that ability, that's next level ability.
3rd and long. Over the middle and incomplete. Intended for Bell, and the pressure was put on by Marshawn Neeland, and it'll bring up another Nevada punt here in the 3rd.
So they catch a break on the first down catch to Bell, and then just stall out again.
Julian Diaz to kick it away to Nunley. Diaz has been a busy guy punting the ball today. With the left foot, another rocket. That might be his best punt of the day. And again, it's going to lay up inside the 10-yard line.
What a punt.
Julian Diaz with a 59-yard punt. Breaking the action here in Detroit. Broncos get the ball when we come back. Well, our Week 16 Monday Night Football matchup has huge playoff implications. The 7-7 Dolphins have won 6 in a row to get back in the AFC chase. They play the 7-7 Saints, coming in on a 2-game winning streak to stay in the NFC hunt. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Coverage begins today. Monday Night Countdown at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Well, not a great field start for Western Michigan. This hasn't bothered them, though, has it?
Not really. I mean, with their effectiveness on the ground, and I'll tell you, I've been so impressed with this offensive line and how they've been able to push piles in this game, especially their center, number 61, Mike Caliendo. Just look at the push they get and the zone blocking scheme that allows Jackson Kincaid to make that play. There's Caliendo, going to be a doctor when he gets older. Let's just take a look. This is 61 right here in the middle. Double team, then he gets tripped up there a little bit, but gets downfield. This guy's been so fun to watch. And Taylor, I know you've got some more on the offensive line and the mindset of their O-line right now in the second half.
Yeah, mindset right now is it's 0-0. And I'll get to you after this play, but Mike Caliendo really been the unsung hero of this offensive line.
Well, he was named first team All-MAC. There's a good stick defensively. Coming in was Claiborne from the safety spot. It's going to be 3rd down and short.
Stop by Claiborne. So Caliendo moved to center this year to help correct some of the snapping issues that's plagued this team the last couple of years. So in the offseason, he would snap more than 50 balls a day to make sure that issue did not happen. And he has been a huge part of the reason that Caleb Ellaby has been able to lead the MAC in passing yards, because he knows when Caliendo snaps in the ball, it's going to be in the strike zone.
They only had one pre-snap penalty against NIU, none today. They've been very efficient.
They have been.
This is Roboski back in.
Short.
He's having a hard time getting his footing. You know that? That was Jordan Lee.
The second time he's tripped up like that, just kind of on his own. And they're going to punt.
Well, credit Nevada's defense. They punt them inside the 10.
Well, now they'll get good field position here. But Billy, they're running out of time. The offense for Nevada has to get going here in a hurry, and it could start with a nice punt return here as Bentley Sanders is back deep.
Mahalik punting from inside the 5. They go for the block. They almost got it. Sanders going all the way back to the 32, and the former USF Bull is brought down on the 28. And that will send us to a break from Detroit. Nevada gets the ball at Ford Field when we come back. Quick Lane Bowl in Detroit on this Monday. Western Michigan had the big lead at the break and has extended it to 38-10 with 7:03 to go here in the third. It's time now for today's performance update presented by Tax Act.
Well, it's been the Western Michigan offensive line and really the rushing attack. You see Caliendo there, and their whole offensive line has done a great job. Protection of Ellaby. Look at Caliendo getting down the field on a scramble play. Gets out and pulls.
That's just great blocking at the point of attack.
Yeah, at the point of attack. And down here in the red zone, helping get Ellaby inside the end zone for the touchdown.
Meanwhile, the rough afternoon continues for Nate Cox. Conversely, Western Michigan is just loading up. They have no downfield game, and they're able to gang up on the quarterback. That was Corbin Moment, linebacker from Vero Beach.
And all Cox really can do at this point, he's shaking his head. He's just thinking, I got no time. They get young receivers on the outside, guys who haven't played in games, and he's trying to run the offense that they had, run prior with Coach Norvell. But it's changed a little bit because of the situation. So very difficult spot to be in for Nate Cox to get his first start.
Cox gets belted on the 20. Let's go back down to Taylor.
Nevada's offensive line is better communication to combat some of the stunts and twists that Western Michigan's defense is showing them. Baitawa coming up to his O-line and saying, we have to work together.
Yeah, they've got to, listen, really, the one offensive lineman they had to replace, in this game was, Jacob Gardner, who is not playing in this game. But for the most part, they've got most of their guys up there. They're just, can't stop.
Third and long. There is a flag. Did he get him around a face mask?
I think so, yeah.
That's going to give him a free penalty. A first down. Break. Ralph Hawley came in. It's a clean sack.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Not intentional, but the rule is that is a first down.
Take a look at. Yeah, it was going to be on a Holly there. I didn't see a great view of it there, Bill. It was. Is he having a baby?
First down and 10.
Take another look at this. Yeah, I think he grabs it. The helmet goes down right as he has got his hand around the face mask.
Just the third Bronco penalty. Meanwhile, Cox, man, they are in high speed pursuit of him, aren't they? Hawley and Fayad get there at the same time. Fayad had, 11.5 sacks this season. He'll share that one with his teammate from West Bloomfield, Michigan, just north of here.
Yeah, what a player Fayad is. 16 tackles for loss this season. There's Lou Esposito, their defensive coordinator. I'm telling you, this guy, I think someday is going to be a head coach. After watching their team play this season and talking to him, he knows ball, man. He has got something special to him.
2nd and 11. That ball delivered on the money for the first down to the 45-yard line to Tawa. 18-yard throw and catch.
And Tawa does a good job down the seam. And that football is placed really the only place that Tawa can get it, right over the defender.
Cox making his first college start. They've been after him all day. No pressure this time. Cox throwing on the run. Out to the 41-yard line, and Bell steps out near the 40.
Well, and Bill, the one thing I'll say about these wide receivers for Nevada is this is an opportunity, right? You get a chance to gain some valuable experience in the bowl game, not just in the game itself, but in practice. And you have an opportunity to make an impression on the new coaching staff.
Coach Wilson is here. He said he's still assembling his staff. We don't know that they're going to run the air raid next year. It may look similar to what they have done in the past. It may look like what we're seeing today with or the pistol. Who knows what it will look like, right?
Believe this, great run by Cox. Good decision to get outside. But Bill, believe me, Coach Wilson is evaluating every player on this field, seeing who's playing hard, who's going to finish the game, what players stand out to him, because he knows going into next season, he'll remember all this stuff as he puts together his roster, has to start recruiting, knows what positions are weak on the team, like all that stuff. He's like an NFL scout right now, looking at this team, finding out a lot about his roster.
And if he's seen anything today, it has not been a lack of want to. The kids have really bought into this. They're just so inexperienced.
Right.
The receiver position.
There's a good run.
Big hole for Lee. Devontae Lee tried to stretch across. They say he's down. It is not a fumble. That was a risky stretch. Ryan Kilberg brought him down after the 34-yard run inside the 2.
Boy, he doesn't even get touched on the inside until he gets down to about the 5-yard line. Good effort by Kilberg, to save the touchdown. But you're right, Bill, that was a risky reach for the goal line. Had that ball come out, a bit of touchback.
Instead, it will be first down and goal on the 2. Tawa back in the game behind Cox on first and goal. Cox stiff arms the safety, tries to get down to the 1 and does.
Fayad was on the edge there, Bill, and I think he's the one that gets him on the ground. Take a look. Number 1 comes in, breaks down, somehow gets Cox down on the ground, and gets a little help there at the end from Ware.
Second and goal on the 1. This is Tawa, and he powers his way in for the touchdown.
Take a look at Tawa. Just powers his way.
Well, give them credit. They took advantage of the face mask penalty on the sack. You'll recall that was a very big play because it was a sack on a 3rd and 18?
Yeah.
But they gave him a first down.
Hey, listen.
Lee, Tawa, and Nate Cox responded.
No doubt. I mean, I give them a lot of credit because they could have gone in the tank here. They cut the lead to 21. I know it seems like a lot, but crazier things have happened in certainly comebacks. If you're familiar with the Mid-American Conference, some crazy things happen in this conference. So let's see if their defense can slow down Western Michigan. That's been the problem. They did a good job the last drive. They forced the punt, get good field position. Benefit, as you mentioned, from the face mask penalty. And I thought Cox did a good job at a couple of those runs. And then, Devontae Lee gets him down to the 2-yard line.
Last year when we had bowl games, we didn't always have the bands and the cheerleaders. It's so nice. These
Love it.
Had a really good time this week here in Detroit. Number 1, they're just delighted to play. As we know, there are some teams that have been stranded at a bowl site and can't play. And if you're Washington State, for example, still looking for a potential opponent, right?
No doubt. They're happy not just to be here, but to play and experience some of the cool things here in the Motor City. They had a chance to have some competitions this week with both teams. What was it called? Volleyball or something they were playing?
Bowling.
Bowling.
Football bowling.
Yeah. Bowling, yeah. That's with the... Seen that at some tailgate parties before.
Dustin just invented a sport.
Yeah, I think I did.
Hey, it all comes down to this. The college football playoff semifinals. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Friday, December
I'm ready.
1st on ESPN and the ESPN app. Number 1 Alabama against number 4 Cincinnati. That's in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic at 3:30 Eastern and 12:30 Pacific. Then it's number 2 Michigan and number 3 Georgia in the Capital One Orange Bowl The winners, of course, play for the national championship Monday, January 10th on ESPN. Tyler back in the game at tailback now for Western Michigan. Takes the handoff on first down. He has been so shifty today. He has made his living doing that. He got about 5 yards.
Here's
we talked about
sport,
folding.
Okay.
This is what we are talking about when we are talking about folding. You throw the football.
It's bowling with the football.
pins.
Looks like a lot of fun. My sport would be the playing volleyball with the football. I'm just inventing sports.
How would one do that?
They'd be on the Ocho.
Second down, and there goes Sean Tyler plowing his way ahead. By the way, Nevada won the folding. Here is the folding championship.
There you go. Bowl games are so much fun.
Oh, bowl season is the best season. 3rd and 1, and Nevada gets the stop again. So let's go down to Taylor real quick.
Well, with the folding, this is important business that I need to report. Mike Caliendo and Caleb Ellaby at MAC Media Days won the MAC in folding. So I had high hopes for them coming up against Nevada, but I guess Nevada's just that good at folding.
Love it. Good stuff. I want to play folding.
You want to do that tonight?
And if you want to.
How do you think the proprietor at the local Detroit bowling alley would take if we showed up with a couple of footballs?
Well, first off, I've seen you swing a golf club, so I can't imagine you throwing a football.
Fair. 4th down, and that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. We are going to the Folding Warehouse postgame. Welcome to the Quick Lane Bowl here in Detroit, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. And as we go to the 4th quarter, we had live folding on the field here. The young man on the left representing Western Michigan. And my guy on the right from Nevada really struggling, isn't he, Dustin? What's wrong here?
I got to step into the throw, Bill. Just a lack of accuracy, just not good enough.
I mean, watch his reaction here. He's like, you got to be kidding me.
All right, so Western gets their revenge, right, in the folding here on the field at the day of the game. So, congratulations.
Clearly
but
harder than it looks.
More importantly, Nevada with a big stop here to get the football back.
Back-to-back stops for the Nevada defense. And Mihalik will punt it away to Sanders. Near the 2. And that's great special teams coverage by the Broncos. And that'll pin them back inside the 10. 49 yards on the punt, nothing on the return.
I'll tell you, Bill, I've been so impressed, not just with the way Western has played offensively and defensively, but they fly around, don't they, on special teams? I mean, they're getting down there on kick coverage and punt coverage, and if one man misses the tackle, someone's right there. I mean, they are on top of their special teams.
This is a really big game for the Broncos. You know, back in 2015, they won that bowl game, and then 2016, they had that great season in Kalamazoo.
No doubt, and you know, made it the New Year's Six Bowl and Cotton Bowl. Close game against Wisconsin.
First down, Nate Cox in trouble, and he is wrestled down again by Ralph Hawley, the senior, West Bloomfield, Michigan, just north of here again. You know, we're not really that close to Kalamazoo, but there are a lot of Detroit area kids wearing white today.
I'm impressed with this crowd. I mean, for a couple days after Christmas, it's a Monday. Some people have to work. I mean, I think the crowd has been excellent.
Hawley's a big guy. He's had a holly jolly Christmas. 2nd and 14. Get out of the pistol. We've seen mostly that today. Cox had to get rid of it.
Fayed was right there.
Yep. He's one of the best pass rushers in the MAC, the player of the year defensively in the MAC. And you can see Cox going, someone get in the way of number 1 for me, please.
Fayed is just, I mean, very impressive. 6'2", 250. And, you know, the one thing that they love about Fayad is not just his twitchiness and his athletic ability, but he studies the game. They said no one studies more tape than Ali Fayad. You know, he knows schemes. He knows what every other player on the field has to do. Tremendous intellect.
Cox out of the end zone, delivers it to the 18-yard line.
That's a heck of a throw.
It's going to be shy of the first down. Mack made the play. That's one of the best throws of the game for Nate Cox, who is getting pressured as he has been all day.
Yeah, a little short of the line to gain. I was going to say, had this been about another yard or two, maybe you'd consider going for it because you're down 3 scores. But, you know, your defense has played pretty well here in the second half, at least the last couple drives, right? So punt it away and see if you can force a turnover.
Diaz, who's had a good day punting. Fair catch called for by Nunnally, and it's going to go out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Well, Bowl Mania rolls on with 3 more games coming up on Wednesday on ESPN and the app. Starting at 2:15 Eastern, 11:15 Pacific at Yankee Stadium. Maryland, the Terrapins take on Virginia Tech in the New Era Pinstripe Bowl, followed by number 19 Clemson and Iowa State in the Cheez-It Bowl. Then we cap the day with number 14 Oregon, number 16 Oklahoma in the Valero Alamo Bowl. Old ACC rivalry game there at Yankee Stadium.
Now, I was going to ask you, as a resident of Blacksburg, thoughts on the new hire?
Excited for Brent Pry, the former defensive coordinator at Penn State.
Yeah.
Who's coming in after a long tenure there to be the new head coach at Virginia Tech. By the way, very similar situation there, right? J.C. Price will coach that game at Yankee Stadium and then remain on the staff at Virginia
Similar to
Tech.
Vitale.
Exactly what Nevada is doing.
Yeah.
So it helps the transition, right?
No doubt. I mean, the continuity you want to keep. You always want to. I think when you have a coaching change, you want to keep some of the old staff on if you can, if they don't all go with the previous coach. So I like that move, certainly here for Nevada and for Virginia Tech.
Here is Kincaid. He's got some room, and he's ahead of the 45-yard line. 12-yard pickup for Fort Lauderdale product Jackson Kincaid. Robbins and Claiborne tracked him down. The story today, though, as many yards as Kincaid and Tyler have picked up is that offensive line.
Give them a lot of credit.
That'll be a deep shot, and it's overthrown, intended for Moore, who was covered by the cornerback over there, Isaiah Esasima.
Impressive, Billy. Good coverage on the outside by Esasima.
But it does make sense if you have someone who knows the players when you do transition, correct?
No, I think so. I mean, I really think that keeping Vitale on staff here is huge. Because remember, he's one of the best running backs they've had in Nevada history. He was on some of their great teams, right? And of course, has a relationship with the new head coach, and he'll be the conduit, Bill, to helping the new staff, meet the players, understand their strengths, their weaknesses, and help that transition.
And don't underestimate, even though he's still not the head coach, Coach Alt, the impact he has on the former Nevada coach, the current Nevada coach, and then the future Nevada coach, Chris Alt, who made, in so many ways, Nevada football for 28 seasons as the head coach. We'll show you that again after this third down play.
With the clock moving, Bill, I would be shocked if they didn't continue with the run game here. But you do got a lot of cushion up top to Sky Moore.
Ellaby going to take a shot, and it is caught inside the 20-yard line by Nunnally. Well thrown and a nice reception by the senior from Cleveland, Tennessee. That's a 30-yard pickup on a 3rd and long.
This is a great throw by Ellaby. A corner route to Bryce Nunnally, and Bryce has been kind of a special teams ace and played kind of in a backup role. But Coach Lester mentioned to us, with no Jalen Hall in this game, as he transferred out, not only was going to have to step up, and he has had himself a nice little camp here before the bowl game and makes a big play on 3rd down.
In the red zone, 1st and 10. Kincaid started out the middle, and he'll plow his way to about the 13-yard line. Let's go back to Coach Alt's resume. For those that don't know, 7-time Coach of the Year. He went to 10 bowls in those last 12 years. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame, and if you're hiring a coach and you're involved with Nevada football, you want Coach Alt involved in this whole thing, right?
No doubt. And Vitala told us the very first call that he made when he was told he was going to be the interim head coach was to Coach Alt. And Coach Alt came to practice almost every day when they were prior to leaving Reno, and really kind of helped out with, you know, the day-to-day stuff and giving some advice to Coach Tawa to help him in this tough spot, really, with just a couple weeks to prepare for a bowl game.
Kincaid gets inside the 10. Just shy of the 1st down. Mack made the tackle.
To the 9-yard line. 3rd down.
So it'll be 3rd down and 1. And Marion Roboski back into the ball game. The big 6'2", 230-pound freshman at quarterback. The young man has run almost exclusively quarterback draws. This time he hands it off, and that'll be enough for the 1st down. Trevor Price came in to make the tackle.
Stop by Price. That's a Broncos 1st down.
The price that you pay when you win and you have a successful program is other schools are interested in your coaches, and that has certainly been the case with Nevada. 4 straight bowls, one of the best teams in the Mountain West, and the result has been they've lost some people. 1st down and goal. Kincaid, big hole. Oh, that line continues to get it done. Kincaid gets his 2nd score of the day.
Well, Sky Moore, who's a terrific dynamic wide receiver, does a good job here on the outside. He comes in and gets the block right here. Then that's going to spring Kincaid to cut inside for the touchdown. And what effort by Kincaid. He's falling to the turf and puts out that left arm that just allows him to sort of glide that football over the goal line. So terrific effort by not just Kincaid to get into the end zone, but Sky Moore with the block.
Extra point is good. Well, Jackson Kincaid started 8 and played in 38 games for Nevada. Now against Nevada in this bowl game, 2 touchdowns. And we welcome you back to the 7th annual Quick Lane Bowl here in Detroit at Ford Field. Glad you're joining us on this Monday. Western Michigan has had its way today in this game. They played in this bowl game back in 2011 against Purdue and lost. Today, Western Michigan looking for its 2nd ever bowl win, battling Nevada. And the Pack will get the ball on the kick return. This is Jamal Bell. And Bell gets ahead to the 34-yard line. Let's step aside again. We'll get a look at college football's tallest quarterback again when we come back.
The Quick Lane Bowl is brought to you by Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center, your go-to for oil changes, tires, brakes, the whole 9 yards.
That's Vitala as a player for Nevada. Number 34 for the Pack, coaching today, and he'll remain on as associate head coach on Coach Wilson's staff at Nevada. His younger brother, Toa in the backfield. Here is Cox going to take a shot downfield to Toa, and he can't hang on. Kind of got turned around a little bit, did the younger brother. Ryan Seelig had the pressure on the quarterback. Here are statistically how the two guys line up, Dustin.
Well, Vi's got a little bit more yardage there, obviously, and more touchdowns. The offense was different when he played as opposed to the air raid system now, but both are terrific running backs, and I give Vi credit. He did say his younger brother is better than him, at least athletically, so I thought that was pretty cool this week. And how special for these guys to, for this game, right? And for Toa to be able to play in this game and provide a coach it as an interim head coach is pretty cool, I think.
And another brother serving as an assistant coach here today as well. It's a true
family tradition. They've got a lot of siblings now.
Yes.
The Toas. Or Towers, excuse me.
By the way, Vi was so excited. He said he grew up a Barry Sanders fan. In fact,
yeah,
was wearing his Barry Sanders jersey. He has one. Cox in trouble. Nice job to stay on his feet. And finally knocked down by Ryan Seelig. Got to give Nate Cox some credit, man. They have been all over him since right at the very end of the national anthem, Dustin.
Yeah, these DNs and the interior defensive linemen have been all over the place. Cox has had no time to throw. And when you've got young receivers on the outside, Bill, that are just kind of learning and I don't want to say they don't know what they're doing. They're just inexperienced.
And they're playing a really good defense.
They're playing a really good defense with two excellent corners on the outside.
Fourth down, they're going to go for it here. Nate Cox on fourth down over the middle. Nicely done to Jamal Bell in open field, and that'll be a first down ahead of the 36-yard line.
The one bright spot for Nevada has been Bell. I mean, we knew coming in he was going to have to step up, and he has. I mean, that's his 6th catch of the game.
Ahead to the 38-yard line.
There's only been 3 guys that have caught a pass, and the other 2 are running backs.
5 receivers left. Their top 5 receivers all gone for this game. Another throw over the middle. There was collision, and there's the flag. You know what Nate Cox is doing after the game today?
Epsom salts?
Yeah, and then he's going to go home to Lafayette, Louisiana. Way
Pass
down
interference,
there.
number 29, defense. The ball we placed at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
And have some amazing food.
He's going to have his favorite dish down there. It's chicken poblano, which sounds amazing.
I don't even know what it is, but it sounds amazing.
Chilies and onions and garlic all grilled together.
Oh my God.
That's Nate Cox's favorite meal.
You're making me hungry.
And his mom is the best at it.
I didn't eat breakfast yet. Starving. Let's go. Let's go get some of that chicken.
First down and 10 for Nate. Before the chicken poblano, there's a little quick pass on the left side to the tight end. Ahead to the 25-yard line, down to the 24. Ware made the play defensively.
Every play, it just seems like there's a Bronco just flying in. I mean, the speed of their defense has just been so impressive. I don't care who it is, whether it be Ware, or the last play, even though it was pass interference, Kilberg comes in. The defensive line flying around, special teams. He looks a little shaken up there.
And they're going to stop the clock for a moment and let him regroup a little bit. Now remember, Western Michigan is down some guys too. They had some players test positive who couldn't play, so some guys may be playing more snaps maybe than they're used to playing.
Yes, I mean, there's guys don't know all the details as to why some players are not playing, but they're down Myrtle today. A.J. Thomas not playing in this game. Zaire Barnes not playing in this game. So that's 3 starters alone on defense. They're down. So guys have had to step up, like Ware and Kilberg, who's just a freshman, has to start this game. So they've had some shuffling to do on defense, and they've all played well. Harrison Taylor's going to come in, Billy, on defense at will.
Harrison's out of St. Charles, Illinois. He's the number 3 player at that will linebacker position.
Smart player, too.
Yeah, I would say this is the first meeting ever between these teams. Here's a throwback pass for Cox. If he can get it away, oh my goodness. He got wrestled down. They're going to rule that an incomplete pass. Brandon Fisk was all over Nate Cox.
I'll tell you one thing, 55 in white is having himself a day. Cox, you talked about, he's going to have some nightmares over this game. I mean, he's going to remember between Fisk and Holly and Fayyad, the pressure that they've created in this game. Been impressive. Fisk inside with Holly, they're both like super competitive with each other.
That ball's delivered, and that'll be enough for the first down again. Down to the 20-yard line. That's Carson Walters. Just his, let me double check this, that's his first catch of the season.
He has a rush for -3 yards.
That was his first college catch. He started at Nebraska Kearney. They did not play the last 2 years.
He was a quarterback in high school, Bill. Passed for nearly 4,500 yards.
From Lincoln. First down and 10. A pump fake and a throw to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. Nicely done, Jamal Bell. 18-yard throw.
Yeah, the one thing that I'll say about, and I mentioned this earlier in this drive, is Bell is impressive. No rodeo dubs in this game, so big shoes to fill with all the wide receivers. And little dap, little love between Cox and Bell there after the play.
By the way,
thank you for
Bell's really
helping
not that short.
No, look, Bell goes at what, 6 foot?
Quarter 6'9".
Yeah.
Brandon Talton adds the PAT.
So for a guy who's been beaten up and battered all day, Cox comes through with a beautiful throw to Bell. Good concentration. 45-24 Broncos.
Well, there's Nate Cox. He's filling in for Carson Long, who was the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. We've talked about how he's hung in there and done a really nice job considering.
Dude, look at that mane. That dude's got some sweet hair. There's a look at Bell. Just had the touchdown. He's had himself a nice day, stepping in for a really host of wide receivers. As he's, I think, giving Mom a shout out there, Billy.
Tyler back to return for the Broncos.
Bell's 7
onside
catches,
kick attempt here, Bill.
7 and 75 yards for Bell. You would think so. Let's see. Yep, coming to the near side. There's the big hop. Ball in the air. A collision, and the Broncos got it. That was Nunnally.
Oh, Nunnally just does a great job going up and getting this thing. So Western Michigan will have great field position when we come back.
We are back in Detroit. We talk about some of the great things that make bowls so special for the communities that host them and for the players who visit. Western Michigan's kids, Dustin had the chance to visit a food bank right here in Detroit during this Christmas week, post-Christmas holiday, and really learn what this is all about, giving back to the Wayne County area here.
Yeah, no doubt. Good job out of the Broncos program and Tim Lester and his staff for getting involved. And that's pretty good stuff.
When the bowl gets canceled, we as fans are disappointed the game doesn't get played, but for the kids that don't get to experience it, it's really disappointing because there's so much to it, so much more than just the game. Here's Jackson Kincaid, who's had a day to remember. He gets ahead to about the 42-yard line. You've played in bowls. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. I played before. And, you know, the experience of playing in the game is amazing. But the week prior that you spend, or 5 days, whatever it may be, whether it be doing things like that, you know, working with a food bank or, you know, going to do the foaling stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of fun things that these games, you know, have. And I love my experiences. I played in the Outback Bowl, the Alamo Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl twice. I mean, great experiences, all of them.
Second down run again for Kincaid. The opportunities to do things with your teammates. We were in Boise this past week, a French fry eating contest.
Yeah. Amazing.
How fun is that?
So much fun. And those are the memories and the thing you love about college sports and college football in general, as you do have a Bronco down.
It's Dylan Deathridge, the right guard.
But back to your point, I mean, it's whether it be the Quick Lane Bowl or the Peach Bowl or the semifinals. I mean, you're going to remember it with your teammates, that experience for the rest of your life, no doubt.
I would imagine there could be some chicken nuggets consumed at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl later this week by Michigan State.
I love
Pittsburgh's offensive line,
Chick-fil-A,
and the defensive line.
Do you know how many bloomin' onions I ate at the Outback Bowl? Too many.
I bet you did.
Love it.
Deathridge, I think, is okay. He's walking off the field. He just gave a thumbs up to the umpire. So you can see that Western Michigan was able to already run for 325 yards, and we still have 4:14 remaining. Well, remember to tune into the ESPN app for the Capital One postgame immediately following the game on the ESPN app.
One app
here at Ford Field.
One tap.
You expect him to keep it on the ground some more. Here is
new quarterback Bill Salopek's going to be in the game.
Taking the handoff. Yes, that's Jack Salopek, the new quarterback. He is a Norwin Knight from Irwin, Pennsylvania, in Westmoreland County, just east of Pittsburgh.
Gain of 5 to the 27. Second down and 5.
A good family lineage too. I mean, his father played hoops. Mom played volleyball at Slippery Rock. His brother played quarterback at Allegheny College. His brother Mike, how about this, an ACC wrestling champ at Virginia?
At UVA, I was well aware of that. Nice preparation work over there, Mr. Fox.
Billy.
This is Trey Allen on the carry, the fourth back of the game, and he's ruled out inside the 15-yard line. It'll be another first down. 13 yards on the run for Allen. Salopek waiting for the ball. With 2:51 to go. That's an all-new offensive line as well in the game. Allen gets ahead for about a half yard and then gets pushed back with 2:40 to play. That was Sam Hammond with the tackle. We got to give that young man credit too. He turns 24 in February. He's number 98 on that Nevada defensive line. He has his MBA. He's from Yerington, Nevada. And,
they call him Old Man Sam because he's been around for so long.
It is his 6th year there.
Going to be 24 years old in February.
Second down, Allen takes the handoff. Sprinting to the right. And knocked down inside the 3 with 1:57 to play. 13 more yards on the ground.
Well, it doesn't matter who it is. You know, they put anybody at running back. It just they all sort of had the same running style and vision to, you know, get themselves on the perimeter. And Abdus Salam is just a freshman.
Now Allen is back in. First down and goal. Allen spins off one tackle and gets knocked down. And it'll be second down and goal for Western Michigan. Well, they'll win their second ever bowl game. And they're going to look ahead to 2022 with some
1-9 in bowl games, and Coach Lester was adamant about that in terms of, you know, their bowl history. They wanted this win so badly.
Yeah, they did. Well, let's name today's Capital One player of the game. And it's going to be this guy, number 9, Sean Tyler. He got it going early in the first quarter with a 100-yard kickoff return. They trailed 3-0 at that point. Tyler brought it down the right sideline, made it 7-3, and then, Dustin, some big plays for him.
Yeah, and I just love his ability. Once he gets into space, you can't really catch him. Surprised that they caught him on this one, but it was inside the 5-yard line. Huge play that set up an LB touchdown run, and boy, Sean Tyler, he's got certainly a bright future here with the Broncos.
Run for 146 yards and return a kickoff for a touchdown. You deserve the award. Second down and goal. Allen stretches across. Touchdown. And the excitement of Tyler coming in to congratulate his teammates on the touchdown. Again, that was all backup guys in the game at the end for the Broncos.
You know, good effort at the end of this run to get in the end zone. And the Broncos, boy, put up a 50-burger. They have just been so dominant today in all facets of the game. And you have to feel for Nevada and what they have gone through over the last couple of weeks. I mean, this, you know, Western's pretty much at full strength here, and they're a really good football team. And Nevada comes in really shorthanded. Really shorthanded. So,
good,
not just as players, but the staff. There's a look at Tyler's numbers as he is the Capital One player of the game.
Smiles all the way around. It'll be the second bowl win all time for the Broncos and their fans. And again, we're not that far from Kalamazoo, but it was in essence a quasi-home game for them.
It's drivable.
Right. A lot of kids.
You're not driving from Reno unless you're driving the semi with the equipment. Right? Those guys deserve every dollar they get paid. Driving all across the country.
Well, they got to see a new part of the country. Hey, 'tis the season for bowl games, right? Well, we've got 4 more for you tomorrow, Dustin, and everybody tomorrow on ESPN and the app starting at noon tomorrow. Here's what you got to do. We'll show it to you right after the kick. Mihalik lets it go. And this is Sanders scooping it up. And he's knocked down on the 25-yard line. All right, here is Dustin's schedule for tomorrow. Starting at noon, the Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl between number 20 Houston and Auburn, then Air Force in Louisville, and the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl, followed by Mississippi State and Texas Tech.
Well, I've got about a 2.5-hour drive back to Akron, so I better get on the road by 9 o'clock.
You'll be home in time to see the West Virginia Minnesota game,
Houston and Auburn,
the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Another full day of bowling on ESPN.
Love it. My favorite time of the year. And anybody who says there's too many bowls, I've got some words for you.
1:30 to go in the game. Nate Cox. Oh, they're blitzing him again. Look out, Nate. He's able to get it in the air. And it's intercepted on the 39-yard line. Well, he laid it up there, tried to give his receiver a chance. And it was picked up by Dorian Jackson, the junior out of Pittsburgh.
And here comes the bath. Well, they got Esposito. They got him again. Well deserved. When your defense plays like this, enjoy it. They're lucky we're indoors today, by the way. That would be much if we were outside today at the Gatorade bath. Oh my goodness.
.123 to go, and
did they get Lester, Bill?
I don't know.
He looks a little wet there.
He's wet, yeah. And they'll take a knee a couple of times, one would assume. And the Broncos will finish their season 8-5, hoping this bowl is a jump start for their 2022 season. And for Nevada, they played hard, but they were, as we know now, clearly undermanned with so many kids transferring and opting out in its game here today.
Yeah, I mean, undermanned with their coaching staff too, and take nothing away from what head coach Vitale has done, but it's tough. I mean, you've got graduate assistants that have to step up and all of a sudden are like coordinators or position coaches, right? And it's been tough, and they'll get a turn. I mean, it's a good program. I mean, 8-4 this season. Take nothing away from the Nevada season. It's a good program, and Coach Wilson will come in and he'll continue to build what Coach Norvell has built, and Coach Alt. Tradition's rich in Nevada.
Well, your Western Michigan Broncos are your Quick Lane Bowl champs. Tim Lester gets the second bowl victory in school history for his alma mater. He was a quarterback there. And on the other side for Tawa, for a senior, he got to play here today. A true Wolfpack player, if ever one there was. Wouldn't you agree?
There's no question about it. And look, the embrace with brothers right there, that's a big deal. Special.
Our final score at the 2021 Quick Lane Bowl here at Ford Field: Western Michigan 52 and Nevada 24. A big day for the MAC and a big day for the Broncos. We will continue our coverage of the trophy ceremony from here in Detroit coming up on the ESPN app. But for now, this is Bill Roth saying so long from Detroit.